I did a short on this and why the Detroit Pistons didn't consider, excuse me, I just ate lunch, interviewing the big time candidate. So let's talk about it a little bit more in depth here. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check me out on TikTok, check out the YouTube shorts. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor. I'm no longer on Facebook. Maybe I'll make a return, I don't know. But like I said, check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. So I kind of want to get more in depth in this. I don't want to sound redundant, but all right, it's not because Tom Gores won't fork up the money. This is not the Fords of the Detroit Lions, all right? It's not that. Tom Gores, in a lot of people's opinion, took a loss by moving the team to Detroit. You got a lot of people who love the Palace. I watched the Shock at the Palace, watched the Detroit Vipers at the Palace. Obviously, been to many Piston games at the Palace, seen Tim Duncan play at the Palace. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on, right? It's a great venue. A lot of people say, oh, you know, you leaving the Palace, and, you know, maybe it's kind of like the Crypto.com Staples Center effect, but this is Detroit. Him moving Detroit downtown, he had to share the parking. You got to understand that was a huge part of the money, is the parking. And a lot of the stuff, but, you know, if they start winning, they get their own arena downtown too, by the way, if y'all didn't know that, right? But that proved, by taking the loss and all that and moving the team downtown, that money is not a problem. Now, you know, just because you spend a lot of money don't mean in sports, it's just in life, it don't mean you're going to get the results you're looking for as a championship. Look at the Washington Commanders owner. I think he sold Dan Snyder. You know, didn't mean he made a lot of money. Jerry Jones don't mean you're going to make it win. So the laws, the one thing owners have a problem with real quick is the laws of sports don't run parallel. All of them don't run parallel with the laws of business. It's two different worlds, right? But that's not a problem about paying a candidate. If it's Terry Stotts, who I like a lot, Kenny Atkinson I like a lot, if it's Budenholzer, you know, if it's Mark Jackson, if it was Ime Udoka, obviously they couldn't do the Ime Udoka thing with the assistant GM. Anybody else you could think of. It was some guys they wanted to talk to that was already in the league. I don't know, Billy Donovan, Doc Rivers, guys like that. It's Eric Spoelstra. We know he ain't leaving. I'm just throwing names out. Rick Carlisle bringing them back. Just throwing names out, right? That's money ain't a thing. Like Jermaine Dupri and Diddy said. And they doing the verses at MSG, by the way. So shout out to Madison Square Garden, New York. You know, well, that wasn't Diddy. That was Jermaine Dupri and Jay-Z, excuse me. But like they said, money ain't a thing, right? So that's not a problem. I think the problem is a little deeper. I think whatever head coach he hired like that, one, they had to click. Their philosophies had to run parallel. But yeah, you ever meet somebody, I don't know, let's use women since we mostly guys, and if you're a girl, you know, whatever y'all prefer, whatever. And, you know, right away, y'all get to knowing each other. Y'all like each other. Y'all talk. Y'all got some similarities. But as you get deeper into the relationship, maybe she start coming over. You start going over. Y'all start hanging out. And you kind of figure out, like, all right, this shit bothers me, you know. Or we not alike and it's not going to work. Or, you know, our time periods don't mesh. And I don't have time. Or she move away, you move far. Whatever situation may be, right? That can happen with a head coach and GM relationship, because guess what? You don't have 2 or 3 months, a half a year to rub shoulders with another coach if you Troy Weaver. And I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to kind of get to where I'm going at. You don't have that opportunity to rub shoulders with guys like that, you know, that time, because you got to hire somebody, right? So he's familiar with Charles Lee. He's familiar with Kevin Ollie. He's familiar with Jaron Collins. They all rubbed shoulders in the league before, so they know each other. And another thing about it is their familiarity, being familiar with each other, right? Another thing too is Troy Weaver is still a novice at this. So is somebody gonna come work under Troy Weaver? Anybody with credentials like Budenholzer, you gonna work under Troy Weaver? You gonna work with Troy Weaver? You don't know much about him. You see the team and the success? Nah. whoever gonna come in here with a big name as a head coaching candidate, right? They gonna want some type of power over Troy Weaver because he hasn't done nothing. So they gonna wanna have final say so over things, or they gonna wanna have a 50-50 partnership. And Troy Weaver, you know, you really gonna get somebody power over your personnel decisions? No. More than likely, you want to work with somebody you already know. You want to be over them. You know what I'm saying? And he's not gonna let a Kenny Atkinson or somebody with power come in and have say so over him and say, "This what I want to do." You know, woo woo woo. I don't think he want to be in position to be up under somebody, even if they could show him the ropes and put him on game. I don't think he want to be in the position of being up under somebody else. That's my opinion, because that's what happened. Anybody with major credentials like we talking about to come in and be a big name, they not gonna want to work under Troy Weaver. If you lucky, they might work with Troy Weaver. They gonna want to have some say so over the personnel decisions in Detroit. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So just chew on that for a minute. So that's something to think about for a second. So yeah, you know, nobody gonna want to come here and work under somebody who ain't done nothing and who don't have any credentials in the league yet. So, you know, so I think that's the major point of it. I think he want to be familiar. He want guys that he's worked with before, familiar with how they think, and cool working up under him or working with him. Somebody else with a bigger name come in here. Come on, they gonna want final say so over personnel decisions. That's just what it is. They gonna want to control everything. And I don't think at this point he want to give up control. I think it's more of a I'm over you, or it's more of a partnership. But I think if you swing it the other way, in my opinion, I think it's more like you bring in somebody with a big name. It's like, oh man, this is what we gonna do. And you make it happen. So that's kind of what I think kind of is going. It will go with a big name. So I think those are the reasons why guys that you already got camaraderie. You don't have time to build camaraderie with Budenholzer. You know, y'all can talk and say, oh, we think the same thing. But you get to working with somebody, you get to knowing somebody, you're like, In this situation, like, come on. Tom Gores ain't going to be cutting that type of check and y'all don't work. Guess what? Troy Weaver more than likely going to make less than somebody with a name coming in. So guess what? Your ass is grass. He get to Tom Gore say, I want to do this and that. He refused to do this and that. So Tom Gore's going to say, here, you could be the GM and the head coach. Bye, Troy Weaver. And Troy don't want that to happen. Trust me. So, yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Oh no, excuse me, just Spotify and Anchor. I'm sorry. Appreciate y'all. Peace.